on 90.7 News. I'm Liz Langley, and I'll recommend events from art exhibits, festivals, music, theater, and so much more. What's hot in Central Florida, Fridays at 4:30 on 90.7 News.
This is All Things Considered on 90.7 News. Good afternoon, National Johnson. Coming up, life is beginning to return to normal in Rockaway, Queens, one of the area's hardest hit by Superstorm Sandy last year. The details just ahead on All Things Considered.
Support for 90.7 News comes from Bogut Munds & Munds, creating wills, estates, and trusts for the residents of Central Florida since 1979.
Teletraffic reporting congestion I-4 eastbound Sealy Avenue to Lee Road westbound, Colonial Drive to 408, Conroy Road to Florida's Turnpike. An accident in Orlando has Premier Road closed between Harnson Drive and Division Drive. East Oak Ridge Road as an alternate. Also Mills Avenue at Nebraska Street. There's an accident. East Orange Avenue as an alternate.
I'm Tom Ashburn. Coming up on the next On Point, the question over Syria. Chemical weapons use has been charged the red line, but uncertain. Should the U.S. intervene? That's coming up on the next On Point on NPR.
Joining us for On Point from Tom Ashburn. That's tonight at 9, right here on 90.7. The time now is 5:15.
It's All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Audie Cornish.
And I'm Melissa Locke.
It's been 6 months since Hurricane Sandy tore its path of destruction through the Northeast. One of the hardest hit areas was the Rockaway, a string of beachfront communities in the New York borough of Queens. The storm left lots of houses destroyed. Many others were without power for most of the winter. Now, with summer approaching, life in the Rockaways is still far from normal, as appears during the Rody report.
Louis Soma has been coming to this little wooden bungalow a block from Rockaway Beach ever since it was bought by his father in 1948. When Hurricane Sandy swept through the neighborhood last October, it blew the roof off his kitchen and floodwaters tore the front porch off.
That green right there, man, look that up.
It looks like your front porch is kind of almost sliding away from the house.
It's rugged, so it's not going to slide.
On this spring afternoon, Selma has heard that volunteers from the church group are coming into the neighborhood, and he's standing in his debris-cluttered yard, hoping they'll help him repair his house. At 83, Selma is determined to stay in Rockaway Beach, but a lot of his neighbors have moved away.
It's nice and quiet. Yeah, it's. There are less people around. Right now, it's vacant. I'll get a ghost town.
Far more than most other parts of the city, the Rockaways bore the brunt of Hurricane Sandy's fury. Fire destroyed one entire neighborhood. Some houses were without power until February. Today there is still no subway service, and most of the boardwalk has been destroyed. Lily Gerson, an artist who lives here, says it's easy to lose sight of how bad things still are.
And sometimes when I don't leave Rockaway for like a week or something, and then I leave, then I realize like how different it is in Brooklyn or in the city. It's getting better, but it's still dirty. There's still sand everywhere. There's still no boardwalk up there. There's like the beach is really depleted.
In fact, the beach, which has always defined the Rockaways, has been almost totally washed away. What's left is sometimes completely covered by tides. On a recent afternoon, bulldozers were scooping sand off the street where it was left by the storm. The city has promised to rebuild the beach, but John Corey, who founded the group Friends of Rockaway Beach, says Sandy left the Rockaways perilously exposed to the elements. He says New York long ago allowed the Rockaways to be urbanized, and it can't abandon the area now.
Yeah, zero protection. There's nothing. We used to get beaches. They're protected. We used to get boardwalk. They're protected this neighborhood. There's nothing. The beach is 100% gone. The boardwalk is 100% gone. So there's no protection. Dangerous.
Corey has lived in Rockaway Beach his entire life, and he says in some ways Sandy has had a positive impact.
We've absolutely, totally done